We're exploring underrated areas here in Dubai so you don't have to. Today we are in Dubai Production City. Stay tuned as we show you all around.
So why Production City is so good located is because you have the Dubai Marina only 10-15 minutes away by the car. Then you have GVT just behind me, and that's a perfect family area. It's a lot of good schools over there. Then you have GVC, which you know is probably not our favorite area, but there's a lot of people who's living over there, and I'd rather live here than in GVC because of the traffic. And then you have Sport City next to us. Perfect if you want to do a lot of sport, you just head over there. And then to the left of me, you have Jumeirah Golf Estate, which, if you play golf, it's just next around the corner.
Okay, I'm standing in the middle of the road here, and this is quite unique in Dubai. In Dubai Production City, it's extremely little traffic, which is quite interesting, seeing as the location is so close to all the hustle and bustle of JVCs and neighboring areas here. It was established in 2003, so it's an old neighborhood, but it's first in recent years, it's becoming more and more residential, okay? But it's all centered around the production city. This is the free zone for media companies and so on. And you can see all these buildings here behind me. It's in the center of the whole area. What we really like what they've done is they've actually kind of capsuled it in with all these green plants and bushes. So you as a resident, you don't actually see too much of the offices. So it's in the center, and then all the residential areas are built in around. And so far, we think the layout and the master plan here is exceptionally good compared to other areas.
So you might hear all the noises in the background. That's because we are an area where all the action is taking place. It's the area next to Sports City. So here they're building so many new residential buildings. It's not like UVC, it's still a lot of space here. So they're building like around the offices that Jacob was talking about. So in this area, you have the Yar, Semana, and a lot of other developers. And what we like in Production City is that they're building clusters. So if you compare to GVC, they're only building one building of the same developer. Here they're building a lot of different buildings around it. So it gets more unified feeling. They still have a lot of space that they can build a lot of more residential building, but it seems nice though.
Yeah, much better than the layout and the master plan of JVC in our opinion.
Yeah, what they need to do is more like the walks around it, but that will probably come when you have the whole master plan around it.
Okay, so this is probably our favorite cluster here in Production City. This is Midtown, developed by DR. The first launch was from 2016-17, and the last phase is going to be done in 2026. It's all tied in together here in its own space in Production City, and the other new developments are happening across the other side of Production City, and that's where you would find Bingatti, Semana, and also more developments from DR, to be honest. But we really like this community vibes. It feels a little bit like Expo City, Emar's projects there, I think. But you have a lot of retail here. You have Burger King and all the nice stuff. So check out Midtown. I think it's a nice place to live in. Yeah, so we were discussing who would actually live here in this area.
Yeah, the perfect one is, of course, the one who's working in this area. But also if you work in Dubai Marina, because it's only taking like 10-15 minutes to go there. But it's not peak hour, of course.
Yeah. I can also see, like, if you maybe started working in Abu Dhabi, you want to find some affordable and live in Dubai, this would also be a good location as the access is quite quick out of town.
And it's, as we said, it's an affordable place. If you want to live here by your family, but you want to have good school like GVT, it's great because it's just next to it.
Yeah, I can see that. So getting a bigger place for your family at the affordable range where, okay, there's no schools close by. I think that's one of the downsides here. And in general, we were talking also about where you would hang out.
Yeah, we can't really find any place like a park or like a city square or something that you can actually meet up and hang out with friends. So I would say that's something that they need to think about. They have these two lakes as well that we really like, but there's nothing really around it. So if they build a park there, that would be amazing.
Yeah, I think the amenities. So what I would be looking at here is most likely a good developer that has, a nice pool and gym,
Yeah.
the place, and then you can go, maybe if you're working in an office, you're just spending that time at home. But hopefully they can get like a little running track or something going on here.
Yeah.
But all in all, seeing at the price range and location, there's a lot of upsides here.
For sure.
So what does affordable mean then in Dubai? Price-wise, if you want to get a studio here in Production City, the average price right now is 460,000 dirhams, which would amount to, I don't know, $120,000 or so, which is quite affordable seeing as you're living, 15 minutes away from the marina. If you want a one bed, the range is currently at around 800 to 900,000 dirham. So still quite a good price. Then it all depends on, of course, the developers. The newer products here would, of course, have a higher price premium. And then for the two beds, we are talking around 1.3 million or so. Most of the properties here are apartments, studios, and one beds are the majority. There are quite a few free beds here, so that's limited supply on that. And that's why you would have different price range comparably with the apartments. Then think about if you're moving a first time to Dubai, you want to get a rental property and you don't know, maybe you're working in real estate or something where you only have commissions. This is a good place to start because the studio apartments here are averaging at around 45,000 dirhams per year. So that's around $1,000 a month, essentially, to stay in Dubai. It's, little risk with that type of investment. When you're talking about one beds, the price right now is 65,000 dirhams a year, and two beds are around 95K. So all in affordable ranges. I would advise compare that to JVT, which is just basically behind me here, or JVC. And, you would find it more difficult to find these price ranges. So I don't know. What do you think? Is it a good investment still? Probably, because also the prices of buying and what you get for rent, what we do see is high rental yield right now. So the ROI is fairly high. We're talking around 8 to 9% now on average, according to the data. This can change and shift quickly as the supply in Dubai is expected to increase quite a lot over the coming 2 years on the studios and the one beds. But let's see.
We are super impressed about Production City. We didn't think it's going to be this nice. It has a huge potential. What do you guys think? If you like this type of content, let us know, subscribe, comment, and reach out to us if you have any questions on Instagram or on WhatsApp. And then we see you on the next one.